Hi, Mary Ellen.
But I was interested. Yeah.
We have the Auburn Public Schools Master Building Plan Team meeting of February 19th. I guess we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the meeting is being taped. Is anyone else taping it? There are no one taping it. Citizen comments, we have none. We would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of December 16th.
Move they be approved.
Motion made, seconded.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. It is a vote. Okay. The next thing on the agenda is the review of contracts for the kitchen and general office renovations at Swanson Road. And we'll go over the numbers here in a minute, and there's a couple of adjustments we have to make. Our apparent low bidder for the renovations is Antonelli Construction at $967,784, which includes the adjustment for rebidding the filed sub-bid, which I'll explain in a minute. There were 16 bidders, and the 4 low bids are within 5.8%, so it's a pretty good bid overall. And this number includes the base bid plus alternates 1, 2, and 3, so it's all of the work that we'd hoped for. And just a little background, the commitment to the town meeting and the voters when they approved the new middle school on West Street was that the old school would be repurposed as an elementary school using available funds and without going to the taxpayers for additional money. The first part of the renovation was done last summer when the parking lot was expanded and the additional student drop-off and bus queuing lanes were added to get the traffic off of Swanson Road. And the bids here are for the work that will be done this summer, which is inside the building. And if approved, we will have met the commitment of using only available funds. And the following work is included in this project that we're talking about now. Actually, this is the entire scope of work that will have been done between last year and this year. The parking lot expansion, new student bathrooms adjacent to the dining area, expansion of the kitchen into the old workshop, limited new kitchen equipment, and the majority of the kitchen equipment is relocated from other schools. There's a new kitchen exhaust hood with an Ansel system, and we refurbished the existing air handlers, new interior and exterior grease traps, teacher work and lunch areas. We moved the new freezer and cooler inside the kitchen from outside in the parking lot where it was. We'll be pulverizing and paving the lower lot. We moved the nurses and the student cots from the general office area and gave them a room on their own on the other side of the corridor. Open up the general office area from the principal's office to the vestibule. New entry vestibule doors. New marker boards in all classrooms. New wide glass vision panels and lock sets in all classrooms. Paint all the classrooms, convert the lockers into shelves and hooks, and carpet the auditorium. So it's a pretty complete renovation. And it is done with available funds. The numbers that you see here are the actual bids from the 16 bidders. The low guy, had we gone with the base bid, would be GTC Construction, but once you add in any or all of the alternates, it comes to Antonelli Construction in Worcester at $854,584. Then we rebid the HVAC to try to get it down a little bit, and we ended up getting it down about $60,000. So the adjustment for that is to add the $113,000 from the HVAC into the Antonelli bid, and that brings us to a total of $967,784. That's pretty much the situation. Antonelli is a good contractor. They've been in the city 30, 35, 40 years. Be happy to answer any questions.
Have they done other work in other schools that you know of, or
I don't
they have a
believe,
specialty?
I don't believe they've done anything in Auburn that I know of. They've done a ton of work in Shrewsbury, which is their hometown. And
They've done
I've-
some work for the Housing Authority in Auburn.
yeah, they have. I've been against them for years and years and years, and they're good guys. You know, it's two brothers that took over from their father when he passed away, and it's a good company. So,
So essentially, Mr. Chairman, this is basically a new school other than superfluous kinds of items, right?
yeah, I mean, it's. I think we've done everything that we could to take as much money out of it as we could and still keep the scope of work. But it's expanded the kitchen, expanded the restrooms, and then kind of cleaned up the general office area.
If I might, I'd like to make a side note. I'm somewhat familiar with all the work that Superintendent Joe Fahey and the Gringott have done in this regard. Almost daily, beating it to these lower numbers. And I'd like to publicly thank them for their real big efforts.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. I tell you, Joe did a lot here. Just as an example, when we way back in, I don't even know when it was, in the fall, I guess, we put the painting out to bid as a separate item. And it came in a substantial amount of money. And he ended up having his custodians do it on weekends. And it looks great, and we're probably $35,000, $40,000 in savings just there. And he really did. He did a great job with it. So, the kitchen equipment. I mean, you all saw the estimates that we were talking to begin with, and it's less than half of what it was to begin with. So that it was kind of a group thing, and the HVAC, we were going to put a complete new makeup system in it in the kitchen, and that got changed where we just refurbished it. So I think it's as low as it's going to be. So.
And about the time frame.
Timeframe, we were talking, I think we went over that schedule. We had initially thought that we were going to start June 10th. With the snow days, that might be a few days later. But we get a little grace period at the end, too, that we can play with. So it's about 14 weeks altogether. So it's doable.
So it's pretty much assured that all of the work would be done by September.
Yeah, we're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of deadlines. One in early July for the grease trap to be done so that we can pave in July, and then another one, I think it's got to be ready for the new kitchen equipment somewhere around August 10th. So, which gives us kind of plenty of time to get it ready. So
what are you looking for?
there's actually a motion here. We need to recommend it to the school committee, and
I'd make the motion that we recommend that the school committee award the contract for renovations of 10 Swanson Road to Antonelli Construction Company in the amount of $967,784.
I'll second it.
made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. Good. New business, anything anyone wants to bring up?
Mr. Chair, if I can just echo Mr. Miller's comments and thank you for all of your work on this. Mr. Fahey, Mr. Miller, you were part of that as well. But so we made the commitment back at the beginning of this to make these renovations without asking for additional tax dollars. So I think to be able to do that is remarkable, but it was at the efforts of many. So thank you for all your hard work. And students of Auburn will certainly benefit, so thank you very much.
Good. That's really all we've got, I think, unless, as far as the next meeting, we probably don't need to meet again until maybe May.
I would think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
maybe
sense.
May, so.
I'm free up March to do whatever you want.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Maybe we can, once we get into April, we can set a date and then send
Okay.
it out to everyone.
Good.
Let it go from there.
Great.
So,
And thank you, all through the chair, to everybody on this committee, too, for your work, and starting back with our educational subcommittee and the building subcommittee, so it's always a team effort that results in good things happening, so thank you to all of you very
Good.
much.
entertain a motion.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.